wanted to make another video trying out these two specs, showing it a bit more clearly. I think with the second video, well, first of all, I was quite agitated and angry, and I had technical issues. These seem to have sorted themselves out as my temper, which is cool. I wanted to just do another one, but most of all to show also the single target, because I realized that just before making this video, like damn, the first video from the PTR I'm doing single target, and then on the second one I'm doing AoE. That doesn't make any sense. So I got my Tusker training dummy thingy, and yeah, just single target difference in damage. They're very close in both AoE and single target. I mean, I really don't think like what it's the fights that will like decide, and depending on the dungeons and stuff like that. Like this week, for example, I would advise to play the Rattle and Fury of a Loom build in Mythic Plus, for example, just because there's just too many variables to just completely destroy your ability to stand and cast stuff. Fury of a Loom is easier in that regard, because it's one button and then you do AoE damage like passively. Right. So in that sense, that would probably give you more damage. If you're just a pro player, you could play with the full moon build. I don't mean that to offend anyone. Just like if you're, I mean, there are a lot of people who are way better than me. I'm not a pro player, that's for sure. But I'm sure there are people, I've seen people do some crazy stuff in this game and still being able to do everything, and you know, oh yeah. I did also do another round of AoE just to show a little bit more. Now there was no lag and my damage meter didn't just go crazy, so I can show the real numbers. Cause yeah. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you are watching this one, there you go. You got a single target difference as well, if you haven't tried it yourself, which I highly advise you to do, especially the full moon spec. It's very fun. Anyways, have a good one. Have a good one. I will cut straight to that, and yeah, enjoy. Alright, so let's see what we can do. Aberrus, I'm excited. Just some single target testing with the two specs. I hope I don't have the same problem like I do in Veldraken with the not being able to exit combat, because yeah, the training dummy pet toy, it only lasts for 5 minutes. It's gonna be for a single target. It's just so hard to find the good place for training dummy single target. I don't even know if there is any. At least when you're going with Weaver and you know you're trying to do single target testing and you're getting starfalls all over the place. So let's see how this works out. First Rattle and Fury of a Loon build, and I'm gonna remember to do this now. Alright, there we go. Okay, alright. So here we go. Where is it? There it is. Alright. Okay. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm getting way higher numbers doing it out here. Maybe it's also because there's not 1 million people lagging me out. Well, it's not way higher, but higher at least. And of course the numbers for the other spec are gonna show more accurately, which means it's gonna be lower. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I mean the sims say, of course I had to have one of those. Can you disappear, please? I'm trying to use I don't want this to disappear. I want to pick it up and throw it away. Okay, good. There we go. Excellent. I mean, the sims say 81k, right, on a terrorist fight. 81k with that build. Maybe I'm just stupid. Now we're not gonna have this one, but we're gonna go anyways. And we're gonna just go. And one thing that I really like about this build is, like I said so many times, it's so easy to keep your Star Lord up. Compared to the Rattle build. It's also a lot easier to chain your incarnation into a pulsar. Okay. Just slightly higher single target. I mean, doing this on the dummy in Valdraken, single target rotation, which is basically exactly the same as the AoE one. I get like between 80 and 90k, but that again is because of the Starfall cleave on all of the dummies there. Yeah, I dipped down there, but it's because I started talking. So higher damage from that single target, and like I said, I like it way more. I do play around Star-Lord quite a lot, so you know, it's just playing the Rattle build is just frustrating for me. Sure, I mean it's easier, so I mean, because going through the dungeons, 5-man dungeons, probably also in raid, the star or the Rattle the Stars build is way less intense on your mind, in the sense that you don't have to keep track of so many things and try to line them up. Excuse me. Try to line them up perfectly and all of that, so you can really use that brain power to focus on the what's going on in the dungeon, like the affixes and or the tactics. That's for sure. It was more difficult to do that with this build, with the full moon and everything. That's for sure. Because like if I put the same amount of attention, this is just like a heads up, like since the rotation with the Rattle build is so easy, the only really big thing you wanna keep track of there is the Rattle buff you get, so that you don't drop it, right? That's basically it. Because like if you're gonna, like the Star-Lord, unless, but I wouldn't pay almost any attention to the Star-Lord buff when playing Rattle, for one simple reason, and that is that if I did that, meaning like if I try to stack that up to 3 or sometimes even just 2 immediately, like using 1 star search and then 1 star search after the other, or trying to chain 3 if I get enough astral power. Excuse me. Many times then I would actually drop the Rattle, and yeah, I don't know if that's like, in that scenario, what's more useful there. Like, is it more of a damage loss to lose the Star-Lord or the Rattle? I'm not sure. I want to do another test here again, just to show more like of the rotation. I hope my damage meter stays alive, but it's basically the same, right? You dots, and then you boom, and then you bump, and now you wanna, okay, now we have a lot of smolder, then it's a good time to throw the moon, right? Can throw another one. Something else I noticed is that if you get a crit, if your target has smolder on it and you get a crit again on the same mob, the smolder will actually renew, you know. And I know I was bitching about it a lot in my previous video, but you know, the smolder thing, it's not that bad. One thing is for sure, playing with stellar flare now it just feels awful. So yeah. I mean, they said that they wanted to give an alternative, right? An alternative because they didn't want you to pick stellar flare in all situations. And what they did was, I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but what they managed to do is kill stellar flare completely. Like now there is absolutely no reason to use it, because you're losing so much damage by doing that. So it's like nobody in the right mind would play stellar flare now. It was actually a question, because I was here pumping a little bit before, just to practice up my AoE rotation, because I wanna play this spec. For one, I like to do more damage on single target in general, so I'm a raider at heart. But yeah, so I was here pumping with this build because, like, sometimes, especially like in especially for Mythic Plus, right? It's like, okay, so let's say, like, let's disregard what I think, and let's say you're just a Moonkin player and you wanna do damage on, you wanna do more damage on bosses, and you go with this build. Why? I mean, the question I got was, why are you using full moon in AoE? I mean, my response was because it's more fun and I do more damage. And he was just LOL. I don't know if that was a sarcastic LOL or if he just thought it was fun, but yeah, probably the first one. But I, you know, if I'm gonna be pessimistic, I don't care. But let's say you go with this because you need more boss damage, right? You can't change specs in the middle of a Mythic Plus run. You can change spec between bosses in a raid, but you can't do that in Mythic Plus. So wouldn't it be wise to practice AoEing with this spec? I don't know. What do you see? Okay. I don't know exactly how much damage. Like how much of the damage I'm doing is actually on these other things, right? That's something I would like to know, because obviously it affects the AoE as well. Like here in this room with all of these things, just pumping on these, but also spreading the Starfall. I mean, it's 240, 250k with this build. But if I'm going the rattle build, I'm... no. Never mind. Oh god, never mind. I just realized that I'm using Starfall anyways. In the other one. Because it's AoE. Alright, let's say 245. Okay. Because it goes up and down, and sometimes I'm like getting crits galore, and you're like proccing moon, and you're using moons, and so it can go higher than that, like 280k. I've seen that a couple of times. If it goes lower, if it goes like to 200k, you're doing something wrong, or you're just being extremely unlucky. At least with the gear I have. Okay, so Rattle and Fury of a Loon. Let's see. And this is probably better suited in a way for Mythic Plus, because it's so much easier. Yo, I'm doing 300k there. I'm gonna keep doing this for a while. Because I mean, if it's that big of a difference. One thing is for sure, there's definitely no issue with the Star Lord on this build in AoE. Because your astral power generation is just insane. Okay, yeah. That was a peak, it seems like. I guess I'm gonna play this if I'm tired. If I'm like, you know what, I can't focus today. Or if I'm just like, you know what, I don't wanna min-max today. Then I'll play this spec. But if I wanna do something cool and fun, then I'll play the other one. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, like both of them are good. They're both good specs. This is just way easier. Like the only thing I'm paying attention to here is, well, the only not going into solar eclipse would be one of them, and then just pushing my cooldowns once they are available again, like keeping my cooldowns off cooldown, keeping them on cooldown, sorry, like the Incarn, the Trinket, and Fury of a Loon. But you see here, like with the smolder uptime is actually not bad. Whoa, I went into... okay. I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, well, I mean, these specs are basically equal. However, one thing is for sure, like a dungeon like Temple of the Jade Serpent, or no, I don't know. I don't know, man, what I'm gonna say. It was difficult in the beginning of the temple, the dungeon Temple of the Jade Serpent. In the beginning, the first pulls, the first line of sight pulls, and was difficult to do damage. It's always difficult to do damage there, but it was particularly hard with the full moon spec, not gonna lie. Because you have to like move around and everything and blah blah blah, and it's so dependent on casts. Like if you play this build, you can just like, you know, stand with the corner like like wait, and then if it starts casting, I mean, you just pop Fury of Loon, and then, you know, it's gonna do damage, and then it's done. But with the other spec, it's like there's some preparation involved, right? And because you have two casts that you have to do just to begin with, to get into the actual, like, to actually be able to cast your full moon. Right, these are like tiny things to keep in mind. You don't like on those pulls. You don't have time to be like, okay, new moon, half moon, which takes like a few seconds. Well, 2 seconds maybe, and then, you know, with all of that, because it's like you're moving around, especially this week. You know, he's like let's say the elemental cast that thing, and then you're like, okay, good, and then you cast, and then the big swirly thing, he puts that thing, and you have to run around, and then quaking comes, and you're like, oh my god, where am I gonna go? And then thundering, and you're like, oh my god, and then you're trying to go around like, can I hit him now? And then you get the water in your face, like, blah, no, I missed the LOS. Welcome to my mind in Temple of the Jade Serpent. But yeah, okay, so the AoE, like damage wise, more or less the same. I do a bit more damage with the full moon spec. I don't know if that's just me or whatever, but it's definitely higher in single target anyways, so, you know. That is that. Yeah, and this is the orbit breaker crits are like 180k, something like that. In the other spec, like the casted crits. Man, that's a cool one. I want one. Is 240 or up. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting tired. I just got penetrated by an arcane elemental. Alright, that'll be that. Now you have the single target and you have the AoE. Have a good one, and if you find something that's better than this, come to my channel, put a comment, be like, yo, you know nothing. Look at this shit, you idiot. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your week, and see you next time when I find something that I feel is worthy of posting. I was trying to make some videos like other World of Warcraft creators, but I don't know, man, it just feels fake. I'm not saying that they are fake, it just feels fake for me. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I gladly speak passionately about things that I'm passionate about, but I don't, you know, as I'm sure they do, right? And they're probably very passionate about what they're doing, but I'm not passionate about, like, I don't feel passionate about making that type of content, if that makes sense. You know, a huge respect to them though, because I watch many different creators for World of Warcraft and their videos and stuff, because I want to know their point of view. For some reason I can't zoom out now. I'm so big. And I enjoy it, right? But I don't enjoy making that type of content, because I feel for myself fake if I'm doing it. So I'm just gonna stick to my thing, do my thing, and yeah. If you like it, stick around. Dios.